Caregiving can feel overwhelming and at times isolating. If you're caring for someone with Alzheimer's or another form of dementia, you're carrying a lot. You don't have to do it alone. There is help, there are resources, and there is hope. This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers. Greetings and welcome. This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, the not-so-sexy podcast, episode 104. How's everybody doing this week? Good, I hope. I'm your host, Jeff Edwards, and I'm very happy to have you along on our journey. This week, we'll have an informed and inspiring conversation with Dr. Deborah Coe Silver from the Neuropsychiatric Research Center. Plus, the Alzheimer's Association has a new program you might like, and we have an article about high salt intake that may worsen memory loss. And of course, we'll hear from Dr. John Huffaker in What's New with Alzheimer's, another listener question answered. This one is about frontal temporal dementia. Are you ready? Let's get going. We are proud to be supported by Neuropsychiatric Research Center, a clinical trial center dedicated to advancing research and treatment for memory loss and Alzheimer's disease. And the fine people at Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care, nationally acclaimed, award-winning home care. And Live Younger Today. Activate your stem cells for health and vitality. You can check them out online at liveyoungertoday.com. If you're new here, our 5 tenets or rules are the backbone of what we do, and they're easy to learn. 1, you must take care of yourself, because if something happens to you, who is going to take care of your loved one? Number 2, you can't do this alone. You need help. Find a good caregiver group. Number 3, make a list of people, friends, relatives, or coworkers who have offered to help, then actually use it. Number 4, create a help signal. Identify a cue or phrase to confirm your loved one is comfortable with receiving help from someone else. And number 5, caregiving. Love it or hate it, it will be your life until it's not. So give it your all. Up next, the Alzheimer's Association has a new program for you. It's called rethinkyourbrain.org, and we're going to tell you more about it.
We'll be right back to GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Every day, I talk with people who say, I don't feel as sharp as I used to. My energy is low. My memory worries me. Hi, I'm Peggy Sealfond, board-certified health coach and caregiver. I share patented science-backed technology supporting your body's natural repair, helping improve sleep, cognition, and vitality. Learn more at liveyoungertoday.com. liveyoungertoday.com.
This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
How can movement boost your brain health? Alzheimer's Association unveils a new daily challenge. Now, this came out on May 12th, 2026. A recent survey by the Alzheimer's Association found that nearly 9 in 10 adults say maintaining brain health as they age is very important. However, 91% of those surveyed said they didn't know how to maintain it, and we talked about that in our last podcast. There is a growing body of research from Alzheimer's Association that shows lifestyle can impact your brain health, said Alzheimer's Association CEO and President Joanne Pike. Quote, these are things like nutrition, movement, sleep, and connection between people, unquote. The organization has developed a 6-step challenge to help guide healthy lifestyle changes. The idea is to think about how you can take easy, actionable steps every day to maintain and grow your brain health, Pike said. Increased physical activity is linked to better blood flow and brain function, Pike said. It is linked to better cognition and has benefits for mood, stress, and sleep. Research shows it's also linked to a lower risk of dementia. Quote, walking and physical activity is great for the brain, Pike said, unquote. Adding more movement doesn't necessarily mean spending hours at the gym. Instead, Pike suggested thinking about easy ways to incorporate it into your existing routine. An exercise log can help with consistency. Quote, think about not only walking, but maybe gardening or dancing, doing something you enjoy, and increase that on a regular basis in order to build that momentum, Pike said, unquote. You ultimately want to get 30 to 45 minutes of physical activity several times a week. For more information about the Alzheimer's Association Rethink Your Brain initiative and a 6-step challenge is available online at rethinkyourbrain.org. Users can sign up for the challenge there and elect to receive daily action steps and guidance via text or email. That's probably something a lot of people can do. We're coming back with a wonderful conversation with Deborah Coe Silver from NPRC.
We'll be right back to Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
If you find that it's time that you must start looking for a good home care company for your loved one, I'd like you to consider talking with Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care, a nationally award-winning company. They are top of the line in service. They will tell you service is their passion, excellence is their promise, and that's the honest truth. They are very knowledgeable and skilled at what they provide. On top of that, they are just really nice people who love helping others in need. They are Alzheimer's and dementia and Parkinson's care specialists. You can find them on the web at hbmhomecare.com, or you can call them at area code 239-603-6455. And you'll find a link for them on our website, gutpunched.com. Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care, your best choice for home care.
This is Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
You know, we talk about NPRC, the Neuropsychiatric Research Center, a lot here on Gut Punched. One reason is that they are a loyal sponsor of the podcast, and the other is that they are truly a hidden gem in our community. What do I mean by that? NPRC is a top-notch research center dedicated to supporting people in our community through a wide range of brain health services, all at no cost. They offer cognitive testing, opportunities to participate in studies, valuable information, and personalized guidance for your journey. Simply put, tomorrow's treatments today. All you have to do is reach out to them, call them, stop by, or connect however you can. On top of that, they have some of the brightest doctors and researchers in the field. We've had so many great conversations with Dr. John Huffaker on the podcast, and I've also had the opportunity to meet incredible professionals like Bonnie Perez, Dr. Jennifer Springer, and Dr. Deborah Coe Silver. And today, we're excited to sit down with Dr. Deborah Coe Silver for a passionate and an insightful conversation about what NPRC is all about. I think this is a discussion you'll truly enjoy, and one that will leave you informed and inspired. I knew we were going to talk today, so tell me, who is Debbie Coe Silver?
Well, they call me here Dr. Debbie here. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm a person like all of us here who has had an experience of loving someone who lived through the process of passing away from Alzheimer's disease. And it was eye-opening. And I must tell you, your song is so beautiful and really moving.
Well, thank you.
I was talking to Bonnie. We both ended up crying listening to it. It was just really hit home deeply with both of us, that, you know, that love and watching that, you know, slowly disappear, but the love remaining strong and still choosing that person. That was so beautiful.
Thank you very much. The story behind the song was, or is, for a long time I wanted to write a song about my wife. And I had done one for my daughter around Christmas time. But I also wanted to do something for Gut Punch, for the podcast. So I said, well, I'm going to do it that way. And then I go, well, let's do one for the caregivers. And before I know it, because I had been writing things down for a while, and then I had scraps of paper, I put them all together and played with it. It's partly about my wife and our situation, partly about Gut Punch, so people understand it. And the other part is for caregivers, because it resonates with people who are going through or have gone through this whole illness thing.
I hope you received that gift that you gave to others and received it, the same healing force that it had for us, because you know from the heart what it is to go through this. And the listeners of that song, really, everyone's feeling very comforted by it. It's beautiful.
Well, that's a good thing. Well, initial goal was like, well, let's give it as a gift and use it as a fundraiser. That's still my goal to use it as a fundraiser.
Oh, is that beautiful?
I'm happy that people can relate to it.
It really is a warm blanket of beautiful words that provide much comfort. And that's what is really consistent with what we are doing at the Neuropsychiatric Research Center. We really try to provide a warm and supportive place of empathy, joining with, walking with people on their journey, and doing our very best to lead them on the most optimal path of health as they go along this journey. Our aim is we're going to find a cure. We're going to find a cure.
I think so. I think it will happen. There's a lot of research being done.
So much being done. And what we see is the research understanding is speeding up exponentially. 4 years ago, we had the hope. And since then, we've had realization that, yes, we can impact this deadly, lethal disease. And there are things that can be done to slow the progression, and our understanding of what each one of us can do in our general life habits, looking at blue zones and applying that research. It's critical to get the understanding out. And, for us, we really do focus on that, the whole person and their unique circumstances. And I really credit our founder, Dr. Fred Sheriff, magnificent human being. He and his wife, Melissa, founded our research center. And, I had known him for years because my husband and I had a large psychology practice for 38 years. And my husband's a little bit older than I am, and he wanted to retire. But Dr. Fred, he knew I didn't want to retire. He said, Deb, come work for me at the Neuropsychiatric Research Center, and I am going to teach you everything that I know about research. And it was intimidating and exciting. And I'm glad that my courage overcame my fear of how am I going to function in this place that requires such precision. I was 65 at the time, and I thought I admired him. My husband and Dr. Fred used to do a lot of forensic evaluations, sanity and competency evaluations. And so they were really the preeminent mental health professionals who did these assessments for the courts. And they'd look at the same person from two different vantage points and describe the same thing. So that's remarkable. With mental health, it's hard to get experts to agree. And they're both brilliant people. But he mentored me, and that the most intimidating thing was that sensitized me to what a person coming in here would experience. He said, Deb, you're 65. This was 10 years ago. He goes, you're 65. I need to establish your cognitive baseline. It's important that you know how people coming in here feel. And I said, okay. So he administered the rating scales that we administer routinely. And it is the best training possible to join heart to heart with people who are coming into what could feel like a cold and sterile place, although our place is warm and welcoming. And it's just so beautiful because our site director, Ms. Bonnie Perez, is an amazing visionary when it comes to design and creating comfort for people and making them feel like they're coming to our home. But that experience really opened my mind and heart to joining with people who are coming in filled with a lot of fear, trepidation, and, what does this entail? And their big question, am I going to be a guinea pig? No, you're not. You're going to be a human being that with empathy, we connect, and we want to understand what your unique circumstances are. Everyone is different, and there's no cookie cutter approach at all. We want to understand how can we promote health in as many ways as possible. Our principal investigators, I so admire Dr. John Huffaker and Dr. Jennifer Springer. They're amazing diagnosticians. They're really experts in understanding about what can we do with this beautiful person before us to help optimize their health and go into great detail to understand their unique circumstances, their health history, and their social supports. We look for ways to fill any gaps or provide any assistance. 9 out of 10 people who come to us do not match for a study, but they get set off on a path of optimal health. So often Dr. Huffaker, Dr. Springer will refer people for additional support and further diagnosis before we even talk about studies. So, this is a great resource for our community, and my commitment, if you can do the math, you understand that I'm 75 now, and that I feel so committed to this, to carry the torch for Dr. Sheriff, because about 3 years into my mentorship with him, he developed Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and passed away very quickly. So as much as he had a vision to identify a cure for Alzheimer's disease, it was so painful to see someone so brilliant and so compassionate, so giving to our community, wanting to create a resource in the community for health for everyone, but no cost, having other agencies support it. And to watch him be cut down by a different neurodegenerative disease was so painful, really. Mm-hmm. But he's created a real jewel for our community.
Yes, he has. And unfortunately for me, I never had a chance to meet him. I heard a lot about him throughout the years.
Oh, I bet.
And then you look at somebody who is working on a goal, and then it stops. But you guys have continued it and moving forward. And I've seen that you've upgraded the conditions, and as you said, it's a lot more comforting.
Yes.
And that makes a difference because, yes, when people call and say, I'm going to go there, they have no idea what to expect, and to make them feel welcome eases their anxiety. And it's a good thing that we have something like this. I talk about it all the time with people. Have you gone there? Have you called there? Okay, here's a number, call them.
Right. They're really giving a full court press to find cures, and we understand it may take a combination of therapies. And what is really exciting now is that research probably later this year will allow someone to be on one of the drugs that were approved by the Food and Drug Administration because of Dr. Sheriff and how his inspiration. And we've studied those for, I think, 12 years at least. And our investigators here have more experience than anybody with using those and the effects of those. And now that they're available at the places like the Memory Treatment Center, that we work in a partnership to have these folks now will be coming in to try a combination therapy with that. And so we understand it's probably going to be just like with many different health issues, diabetes or high blood pressure, managed by a combination until we do find that cure.
So your role is a psychologist?
Yeah, I'm a clinical psychologist.
What's the difference between a psychologist and a clinical psychologist?
And we're trained to do a diagnosis, and psychologists can be trained. Some are counseling psychologists who work in talking therapy. Clinical psychologists can be trained in that, as I am, but I have a real interest in diagnosing and then developing treatment plans for people. And I also love doing community education, going to talk to people about various aspects of brain health and what they might do. So I do that also for the research center. And whatever they need me to do, they tap me in. If it's meeting with people and doing an initial assessment, that is what I do. I have the privilege of meeting with people, finding out about their life, and then working together with the principal investigator to comprehend a bunch of complex medical information. They're the experts on that part. I do bring to this my understanding of testing and about the limits and the benefits of it. So that's how I participate here.
Good. I had the privilege of learning a lot of information from Amy Schenk, and she was instrumental in helping me meet people and get this podcast off the ground almost 3 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah, she had a lot of information, and she shared it and introduced me to a whole bunch of people, which is really, really cool.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know a lot of things. I still don't know a lot of things, but I know how to network, and that's what she helped me set up with people who were in the community. That's how I started, very local and very organically.
Wow. Yeah, she is amazing. She knows all the resources.
Yeah, she does. She she would pass things on to me. I could pass on to individuals. I'm not that smart, but I learned how to facilitate through the years with my background, and I know how to put things together. And that was a good thing.
Yes.
Be a resource. And that was my overall goal, is to help people find the resources, because when you get that diagnosis, and that's where GutPunched came from, that's what it feels like.
Right.
What do I do? I'm trying to provide resources for people, information, and I'm very thankful for what she gave to us as a community.
You've carried that forward, all the knowledge that Amy was able to give you. You maximized it because what we found here at NPRC, we call it, we find that the challenge we've had is getting the word out. Where can you go? At no cost. We don't file your insurance. We don't ask for a dime, because there are many either government agencies or pharmaceutical or device companies that are supporting financially this work. And so you have a free resource to quickly get a diagnosis, where if you had to wait for a neurology appointment, and people are telling me it's 6 to 9 months, but within a couple of weeks, you can meet with a real expert, with Dr. Springer, Dr. Huffaker, and you can find out what's going on. And is it Alzheimer's disease, or is it perhaps something that is a modifiable disease, like maybe there's a sleep issue, like sleep apnea. Maybe there is a vitamin deficiency. Maybe there's a thyroid issue. Our experts help you discover that, like 9 out of 10 people do, that they have something that's treatable. But if it's Alzheimer's, there's no better place to be than at this research center. When I heard a television news report a little over a year ago, the first person in Southwest Florida to receive this disease-modifying treatment of Kisunla had received it in Estero, Florida today. I thought, no, that's not true. The first person to receive it was right at the Neuropsychiatric Research Center 12 years before.
Wow.
And we say that it's tomorrow's treatment today. And that's what you have, the potential. When you're working with somebody who's involved in research, you get the very best, very newest, someone who's paying attention to what's new. And I am grateful to the Alzheimer's Association, because they have been incredible advocates for people living with Alzheimer's disease. They provide me the best information, and then I use that to connect with various community groups and organizations. I love coming out to speak with folks, to find out what their circumstances are, to brainstorm with them, to let them know what's new in research and our understanding about how to remain healthy through the lifespan.
Well, it's been wonderful talking with you today, Dr. Silver. Thank you so much for your time, and keep on keeping on at NPRC. When we come back, summer's coming, and your salt intake may be different, and it may worsen memory loss.
We'll be right back to GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Your memories are precious. The people you love, the moments you cherish, the life you've lived. At Neuropsychiatric Research Center, we believe your brain deserves the very best care. If you're 50 or older, we invite you to a free memory screening event designed to give you clarity, hope, and valuable insight into your cognitive health. This test has the potential to identify Alzheimer's-related changes earlier than ever, in giving people more time, more understanding, and more ways to prepare. By taking just a few minutes for a confidential memory check, it can help you establish a baseline, give you a peace of mind, and connect you to research that may change lives, including your own. Neuropsychiatric Research Center, 14271 Metropolis Avenue, Fort Myers. Take the first step towards protecting your brain for yourself and the people who love you. Visit nprc-southwestflorida.com or call 239-939-7777 to schedule your free memory screening today. The p-tau 217 blood test is available only to participants who meet eligibility criteria.
This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Now check this out. High salt intake may worsen memory loss. And this came out Friday, April 17th, 2026, written by Dennis Thompson. Reaching for the salt shaker could have long-lasting implications for your memory and brain health, a new study says. Higher sodium intake appears to affect episodic memory, the type of memory used to recall personal experiences and specific events from your past, researchers report in the June issue of the journal Neurobiology of Aging. This effect, which could cause one to forget anything from where they parked their car to their first day of school, occurred mainly among men, researchers found. No such associations were observed among women in the study, the researchers said. Quote, the male participants also exhibited higher blood pressure, which is influenced by sodium intake, but further investigation is definitely required into sex-specific approaches and how sodium intake could be incorporated as one modifiable lifestyle factor aimed at delaying Alzheimer's disease onset. Senior researcher Samantha Gardner, a postdoctoral research fellow at Edith Cowan University in Australia, said in a news release. For the new study, researchers assessed that the salt intake of more than 1,200 people over a 6-year period, of whom 41% were men. Participants' brain function was assessed at 18-month intervals using a battery of cognitive tests, researchers said. Now, results show that men who started out with higher sodium intake had a faster decline in their episodic recall. The study was not designed to explain this association and cannot draw a direct cause and effect link between sodium and memory, the researchers noted. Now, Gardner said that sodium might contribute inflammation in the brain, damage to the blood vessels, and reduce blood flow to the brain. Quote, our finding provides early evidence of a link between higher sodium intake and cognitive function. But more research is needed to fully understand how and why this relationship exists, Gardner said, unquote. There is some indication from previous studies that high sodium may contribute to processes in the brain associated with cognitive decline. However, further investigation will be critical to determine the underlying mechanisms and inform future dietary recommendations aimed at reducing dementia risk, she added. The U.S. recommends that people consume less than 2,300 milligrams per day of sodium, either in their food or as added salt. By comparison, researchers noted that about 2,000 milligrams of sodium can be found in 1 teaspoon of table salt, 3 to 4 slices of pizza, 2 burgers, 18 ounces of salted peanuts, and 5 to 6 ounces of deli meat. Well, I recommend you stay away from the chips. We'll be back with What's New with Alzheimer's with Dr. John Huffaker.
We'll be right back to Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
In the fight against Alzheimer's, now matters more than ever. Because now we have treatments that could change everything. But now is no time to stop. Now we've got momentum, so now we use it. Now we seize the moment. Now we turn the tide. Now we make a difference and make some noise. Now is the time to get up, get out, and join the movement. At the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's, held in over 600 communities nationwide. And we need you with us. Because now is the time for hope. Join the fight at alz.org/walk.
This is Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers. What's New in Alzheimer's with John Huffaker.
John, we have an email from Ronnie in Florida, and she is asking, is there a test available to determine if I might have frontal temporal dementia, and what are the initial symptoms?
Yeah, Ronnie, that's a question actually we get quite a bit. And the hard part is there is no one specific test, but typically what we would do is we do a series of imaging. You do an MRI. We do the MRI. We kind of look for atrophy or unusual shrinking at the frontal or temporal lobes. They can also do a PET scan. There we kind of look at the metabolic activity. We try to look, does the frontal or the temporal lobes have less metabolic energy than what we'd expect? And kind of the third thing you'll do is some cognitive testing. But the real thing with frontal temporal dementia is the initial symptoms really stand out. It looks more like changes in personality or behavior and not so much memory. So sometimes people will start having impulsive behavior. You'll see apathy, often things they used to like to do or people they like to interact with, they seem to not care anymore. You can see some compulsive behavior. So the big hallmarks are changes in personality or their behavior more so than memory.
Well, thank you, John. Next, we'll look at our resources. Our resources are very important. If you're not sure where to turn or how to connect, we'll be here to help bring you trusted resources. Reach out to the Dubin Center at thedubinCenter.com. And then there is Neuropsychiatric Research Center. Find them at nprc-swfl.com. and Heart, Body, and Mind Home Care at hbmhomecare.com. You can check out the Alzheimer's Support Network at alzsupport.org. And to find your local chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, you can visit their website or call their toll-free hotline at 1-800-272-3900. They also offer an outstanding resource called Dementia Care Navigation, powered by Ripple and the Alzheimer's Association. Now, it provides free personalized dementia care, including a dedicated care navigator and tailored resources for caregivers and people living with dementia. You can get connected by calling 855-271-2662. That's 855-271-2662. We also mention the Guide program frequently. It's another excellent resource that provides help and respite care, and it's free. You can search for it online or visit Dr. Perry's HealthSpan partners at healthspansouthwestflorida.com. Another resource worth checking out is Aquilane Clinical Research at aquilaneresearch.com. And here's one, Alzheimer's Support Network at https://support.network. Our website is gutpunched.com, and the email address is gutpunchedac@outlook.com or jeff@gutpunched.com. And thank you to each and every one of you who has taken time out of your busy, stressful day as a caregiver to give this a listen. We truly appreciate it. You're helping to grow our podcast and its impact for caregivers. Thanks for joining us, and if today gave you even a little hope, hold on to it. God bless.
This has been Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, with your host, Jeff Edwards. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to us on all the platforms, like Spotify, Apple, Pandora, Podbean, and more. If you have a question or want to get in touch with us, our email is gutpunchedac@outlook.com or jeff@gutpunched.com. Caregivers, you don't have to do this alone.
I've been gut punched by the weight of that call. I've been gut punched when you don't know me at all. I've been gut punched as your memories fade away. Yeah, I've been gut punched. I wish there was another. That hollow feeling deep inside when the doctor says the truth. No cure waiting on the other side, just time we're gonna lose. But I won't run from what's ahead. I won't let you fall apart. Even when your mind lets go, you'll still have my heart. Now it's slipping day by day. You're losing pieces of your world, and I'm begging them to stay. If the day comes you don't remember me, it breaks me in two. But I'll still be right here, like I've always been for you. I know it's not your fault, it's this disease we fight, but you're still my everything that will never change in life. I've been gut punched, yeah, it cuts me to my soul. I've been gut punched, watching pieces of you go. I've been gut punched, but I won't let you face this. gave me love that built this life, and a daughter to carry your light. I can feel you still inside, even lost in this fight. And when the world you knew is gone and nothing feels the same, I'll be your memory, your voice, calling out your name. I've been gut punched, but love don't fade away. I've been gut punched, still I'm choosing you each day. Through the silence, through the pain, through the fear we can't outrun. You may forget the life we built, but I'll remember enough for two. No, I won't forget, not a single one. I still choose